Since the dawn of time, we humans have been fascinated about our planet, the Earth. How was it formed? And how does life exist here on this planet? Today, let's find out. Firstly, the Earth is the third planet from the Sun, with its distance from the Sun being 150 million kilometers on average. With Earth's perihelion being 147 million kilometers away from the Sun and its aphelion being 152 million kilometers away from the Sun. The Earth is tilted on its axis by 23.5 degrees. Which is why the Earth has 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. It is the 5th largest planet in our solar system and the largest terrestrial planet, with it being 12,750 kilometers in diameter. As previously mentioned, Earth is a terrestrial planet composed of an inner and outer core, a mantle, and a crust. The inner core is the very center of the Earth, and the hottest part of the planet. It is mainly a solid ball with a radius of about 1,220 kilometers and with temperatures reaching 6,000 degrees Celsius, making it as hot as the temperature of the surface of the Sun. The outer core is a fluid layer about 2,400 kilometers thick and is mostly composed of iron and nickel that lies above Earth's solid inner core and below its mantle. Temperatures are lower in the outer than the previously mentioned inner core, where temperatures reach 4,400 degrees Celsius. Both the inner and outer core serves the purpose of providing a magnetic field, which protects us from the solar wind coming from the Sun. The mantle is the layer above the core, but below the crust. It is 2,900 kilometers deep and is mostly composed of silicate rocks rich in magnesium and iron. Temperatures greatly range from 200 degrees Celsius near the crust to being 4,000 degrees Celsius at the core mantle boundary. The Earth's mantle plays an important role in the evolution of the crust and provides the thermal and mechanical driving forces for plate tectonics. The crust is the outermost layer of Earth. It is made up of different types of rocks: igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks. It is also the thinnest layer on Earth, with it being about 8 kilometers thick under the oceans and about 32 kilometers thick under the continents. The temperature of the crust increases with depth, reaching values typically in the range from about 200 degrees Celsius to 400 degrees Celsius at the boundary with the underlying mantle. The Earth's crust is important because it is the site of chemical exchange between the hydrosphere, atmosphere, and the Earth's interior. The Earth's average surface temperature is a comfortable 15 degrees Celsius, with the lowest recorded temperature being -89 degrees Celsius in Antarctica, while the highest recorded temperature being a scorching 57 degrees Celsius in Libya. Earth's total surface area is 510 million square kilometers, with the land area being 149 million square kilometers, while the ocean area being about 360 million square kilometers. This means that the Earth's surface is covered with 70% water and 30% land. Its surface contains large mountains, plains, ravines, canyons, valleys and so on. The most notable surface feature is Mount Everest, with it being about 8,800 meters in height. The Earth's atmosphere is the layer of gases that surround the Earth and is retained by Earth's gravity. Earth's atmosphere is composed of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and traces of other gases such as carbon dioxide, argon, neon, helium and hydrogen. The Earth's atmosphere is divided into 5 layers. They are the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, the thermosphere, and finally, the exosphere. The troposphere is the lowest layer in Earth's atmosphere, where almost all weather conditions take place. It contains 75% of the atmosphere's mass and 99% of the total mass of water vapor. The stratosphere is the second lowest layer in Earth's atmosphere, with it being above the previously mentioned troposphere but below the mesosphere. It contains the ozone layer, which absorbs and protects us from the sun's ultraviolet radiation. The mesosphere is the middle layer in Earth's atmosphere, with it being 50 to 80 kilometers above the surface. The mesosphere's function is to burn up most meteors and asteroids before they are able to reach the Earth's surface. The thermosphere is the second highest layer in Earth's atmosphere, above the mesosphere but lower than the exosphere, with its height ranging from 80 kilometers up till 600 kilometers above our planet's surface. The thermosphere greatly helps in protecting the Earth and making space exploration and modern forms of communication possible. And finally, the exosphere is the highest layer in Earth's atmosphere. It starts at an altitude of about 600 kilometers and goes out to about 10,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface. It protects us from asteroids and meteors, and from the sun's rays. What makes the Earth habitable? The Earth is the only planet that we know of to support and harbor life. But what makes the Earth a place we call home? First of all, the Earth is in the Goldilocks zone, which means that the planet orbits around its star far enough where liquid water is present on its surface. Secondly, the Earth has a powerful magnetic field generated from its core, which protects us from the sun's solar winds. Thirdly, the Earth has an atmosphere, which keeps us warm and protects us from meteors and asteroids from crashing onto the surface. And finally, the Moon affects life on Earth because it creates tides which stabilize our climate. If our Moon didn't exist, a day on Earth would only be about 6 hours long and would lead to faster winds and stronger storms which would make life unbearable to humans. Speaking about our Moon. The Moon is Earth's only natural satellite, measuring in at 3,470 kilometers, making it only a quarter the diameter of Earth. It is also the fifth largest moon in our solar system. It orbits around the Earth at a distance of 380,000 kilometers, which means that 30 Earth-sized planets could fit in. Also, our Moon takes about 27 days to orbit the Earth. The Moon is 1.2% the mass of our planet and the gravity on the Moon is only 1/6 of that of the Earth. How were the Earth and the Moon formed? About 4.6 billion years ago, the Earth, along with the rest of the solar system, formed from a cloud of gas and dust known as a nebula. The nebula had collapsed on its own gravity, where most of the debris went to the Sun. The remaining debris went to create planetesimals, the fundamental ingredient to create planets, asteroids and comets. One of these planetesimals was Earth, which would look unrecognizable than the Earth that we know of. Its surface is covered in magma, and there was a huge amount of volcanic activity and its surface was bombarded with asteroids and meteors impacting the early Earth's surface. About 4.5 billion years ago, after about 20 to 100 million years after the formation of our solar system, Earth had collided with a Mars-sized planet which scientists call Theia. Scientists say that this was the collision that had formed our Moon. Scientists called the period between 4.6 billion years till 4 billion years ago the Hadean Eon. Over millions of years, as the Earth's surface gradually cooled down, water started appearing on the Earth's surface. The first signs of life on our planet date back 3.5 billion years ago, with the formation of stromatolites, which produced oxygen. But in fact, the first life on Earth were single-celled organisms, which were bacteria and algae, which date back about 3.1 billion years ago. Scientists call the period where single-cell organisms started to appear in the oceans from 4 billion years ago until 2.5 billion years ago the Archean Eon. In the Proterozoic Eon, which is the period between 2.5 billion years ago until 540 million years ago, oxygen became more abundant in the Earth's atmosphere. Single-celled organisms became more common in Earth's oceans and some single-celled organisms evolved into multicellular organisms. 540 million years ago, complex life started to evolve in the oceans which scientists call the Cambrian explosion. Because of the relatively short time over which this diversity of life forms appear. 90 million years later, a mass extinction had struck the Earth, which wiped out 60% of life in the Earth's oceans. During that time, Life started to live on land in the form of plants and amphibians in abundance. About 300 million years ago, the first reptiles started to appear, which lead to creation of the dinosaurs 55 million years later. Dinosaurs had ruled the ecosystem for over 180 million years. From 245 million years ago until 65 million years ago. They became extinct because of a meteor, about 10 to 15 kilometers wide, which struck the Earth's surface 65 million years ago. The mass extinction allowed for mammals to flourish, and among those mammals are the Homo sapiens, which is us. And the rest is history. Unfortunately, this is the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please subscribe to the channel for more weekly content like this. Thanks for watching.